with the love, but I don't think that you are the one. And it's not that I don't want you, you can leave your name and number, but I'm sticking to the end of summer. You can leave your name and number, but I'm sticking to the end of summer.
This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your homes.
We show up. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
save.
Just slow down midfield. Raptor gonna take control, leaving it for MJ. MJ with a double tap opportunity, and he gets it! MJ!
Gonna try to find another toucher, gets it around for Chance. Ren gets another touch around Remzik. Maybe one man back. Oh, a good slam from Samuel, an insane redirect.
And go time, popping it up. Is anyone there? Suffer challenges. Suffer with a miss. Just Eli back. Vicky, getting it over top. And Low Ballers take the TV Grand Final.
Give it up for Low Ballers!
iCosmic slowly going towards the backboard as it pops over everyone, and Bone's able to get a shot off here. No, he's not getting the touch. And iCosmic with the boost that he needs, popping it over and it's straight center.
Let's give it up for your Division D champions, Ball Chasers.
Try to get that one. Raptor, he's gonna try to get a 50, not able to. Jive, he's gonna beat Izor. He's gonna turn on this one. And Unlimited Aura is going to Brazil.
Give it up for your Div C champions, Rising Stock.
Almost. So next goal might be right here. Red Wizard followed by Squilliam. And 12 seconds left on the clock. Your Division B champions, Honey Nut.
No one's actually challenging. He was able to get that boost for free. We needed someone from Super Stars to go early, as this one does drop down. Ceiling shot is gonna be there, and Remzik doing what he does best.
And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Division A champion, Acrobatic Aura.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another Dcrl stream. It is your boy iCosmic here, co-casted with Yellow Dog. Yellow Dog, want to say something to the chat real quick?
Yes. Nice. Dude, playoffs are so much more fun than the regular season. So much more at stake, longer series. You know, at least, sometimes it can be even more boring, but it could be even better.
For sure. I'm very excited to not only be the first streamer for the playoffs, but to just kick off playoffs in general. Playoffs are always going to be super high tense, like winner takes all, high stakes. It's always going to be some good content, but we're just going to kind of rush the stats here because kind of Super Dubs is kind of limited on time here. So we're just going to take a look here over at the stats. Right away, we're just going to take a look over at the Div B brackets here. A lot of the action tonight for Div B is going to be up in this upper portion of the bracket. Let's see, yeah. It's going to be up on this upper portion of the bracket here.
Looks like there might be some volume issues here.
Yeah, no way. I'm turning it. Turn up volume. Turn up talking volume. Oops. This is better, chat. Is this better? I think this is better.
Hello.
Anyways. You got the number 4 seed duking it out with the number 5 seed. I expect this to go super well. The winner of this is gonna have to go up. Whoever wins match C, which stay tuned for that. We'll see who's gonna be playing in that game for once we get the game of assisted living out of the way. But we are gonna hop over to the division stats in general. You guys have seen this plenty of times. Like I said, number 4 and 5 seeds, same record, almost the same winning percentage. They're really not a lot that stands out other than Fick-Of-It's shooting percentage. But we're just gonna take a quick look over the orange stats here. Fick-Of-It. They are one of the teams to beat here. Captained by kind of Super Dubs with the second man Baba Kanoosh, third man Izord. Izord seems to be playing that. Izord and Baba Kanoosh seem to be playing that second and third man very well. Tied in goals per game Whereas you have kind of Super Dubs, he's that star player, he's the initiator. He may not be leading in goals, but he's definitely a presence on the field. Yellow Dog, you want to talk about the Goofy Goobers here?
Yeah, I mean, Steve's got a pretty high shooting percentage, but the other two, definitely not what you really want. This team wins by putting up just a sheer amount of shots. I don't know if it's still their stat that they're leading in of shots per game, but they were having about 10 shots per game early in the season, which is insane. So they definitely just strive with pressure, just putting up a sheer, just an absurd amount of shots. Pretty well-rounded overall. Seems like Steve's been more of the one just kind of cleaning up what Skull and Sleepy are able to kind of give him. Sleepy with just the speed and just challenging every ball. Skull kind of doing the same thing, but also demoing a good bit. As you can see, he's leading in demos per game.
For sure. We're going to try to get this game up and running here. Looks like we're getting all the boys and let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, there should be 6 people. Yep, there's the last one. We're just gonna hop into some gameplay right away. If you want to yap real quick while I get everything started, just to make sure I have everything. Prediction should have been up, Izord. I don't know what's going on with that. I still wasn't taught like how to do predictions and stuff, so blame Whirl.
Yeah, it's definitely,
don't blame Whirl.
It's most definitely up. But between these two teams, obviously they played in the regular season, as every Div B team has played each other. And Goofy Goobers swept Fick-Of-It. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near a Goofy Goober sweep again. I think, my personal prediction, I think this one goes quite the distance. I think Fick-Of-It, I want to say in not 5. This is best of 7 now. So I'm gonna say Fick-Of-It in 7. But if they don't win, I think Goofy Goobers win in 5 or 6. The longer this series goes on, I think the better it is for Fick-Of-It.
For sure. Yeah, like you said, an early start here for game number 1. Skull with a great pass mid, no one back there to get in time, and Sleepy's just able to slot it right on target. As you see, Goofy Goobers taking an outstanding lead. Try to get Steve's cans up here. Just want to keep yapping, Yellow Dog.
Yeah, for sure. Seems like they weren't really ready for Sleepy to be coming from their own back corner. Early lead for Fick-Of-It. Good signs. It's supposed to be... this one could be dangerous. Steve going for the shot, and he puts it just around the defender. I did not think he was getting that one through. Skull with a good pressure, putting up a shot, making them make a bad touch. Steve with a nice touch around Baba Kanoosh to go up 2-0 so far in this series. And it seems like might be having some gameplay stream issues here. I'm not sure if you been made aware.
I don't really know.
Only cams is funny. The cams are perfectly fine. Isaac going for his ceiling shot. Kind of Super Dubs trying to take an air dribble to the corner, maybe a double. Shut down early from Sleepy. Bob can get the touch, but Sleepy on no boost, trying to get this one out of his own half. Just going to try to take a 50 here. Kind of Super Dubs gets a pretty powerful one, followed up by Izord, who's going to take this one around the corner. Not too much of a threat there. Skull able to just wait on the ground, wait that one out. Takes a nice 50, Steve. Going to put this one up on the back wall. It's a nice beat around one. Doesn't have enough boost to get another. Kind of Super Dubs. It's kind of a weak touch. Sleepy going to hit this one straight to the ceiling, trying to get a beat. Trying to go under Baba Kanoosh. And Izord accidentally demoing the opponent, and 3-0 for Goofy Goobers. This might, they 3-0 in the regular season. I didn't think it was going to happen again, where they just absolutely dominate, but it's looking like domination so far.
My fault, chat. I swear I thought I had it on borderless. That is completely my bad.
Oh, no.
I'm over here just spoiling the fun for you guys. But Goofy Goobers taking an absolutely commanding lead here. Not even 2 minutes into game number 1, and they're already up 3-0. That is a lot of ground to cover, especially if you're Fick-Of-It. They might just be caught off guard. I'm noticing a lot of pressure coming from Fick-Of-It, and it appears as though that I have the wrong logo for Fick-Of-It. That is very funny here.
Both.
It's not a DCRL stream if it isn't just a little bit scuffed.
A little bit. Bob Canush gonna try to take this one up the mid wall, just kind of going around that little bend there at the bottom. No one's really going for this one. Skull finds a shot, but Steve with a nice demo, but it's just unfortunate that Skull went very, very high. There's an open net. Sleepy trying to put this one in. Super Dub's getting a nice 50 and a double. What a crazy double coming up from him. Maybe accidental, but nonetheless works out very well for their team. Bob Canush going for the dunk. Steve with some nice patience, trying to get this air dribble. Steve usually rocking the Fennec. I don't see him in Octane very much. Maybe he's just feeling himself today. I know personally, if I'm really feeling it, I like to go to the Octane. A couple nice demos coming up from the demo leader himself, Skull Sleepy, with a nice 50 in the corner. Eyes are trying to get this one out. Super awkward, no boost. Steve with a nice touch to the corner. Dubs gonna try to get this clear out, but just consistent midfield pressure from this Goofy Goobers team.
Yeah, you have 3 minutes down on the clock. Fick-Of-It has yet to respond with a goal of their own. As you see a rule 1 between Skull and Super Dubs. Skull getting a very lucky touch mid. That almost just ended up in a goal here. But as you see a 2v2 between Valkyrie and Izord. Oh, no, you can't be breaking those rule 1s. That is a bad omen.
Ego.
But as you see, kind of Super Dubs able to find a goal of his own, like just decreases the lead there for Fick-Of-It.
Oh my goodness, what? And that, who was in the real one again? Was it Dubs?
That was kind of Super Dubs and Skull, I believe.
Oh my goodness, holy eagle! I love that. I don't know who broke it or how it got broken. But if kind of Super Dubs ended up breaking that himself and then scored the goal, I love that. I'm all for one breaking real 1s. They're starting a movement here. Kind of Super Dubs going for the shot at the sidewall, a little reminiscent of Goofy Goobers for Straw Hats. Izord trying to find the touch mid, can't quite find it. Bob Canush saves him this time. Izord needs to make a touch. He does just barely get it over the crossbar. Bob Canush can't quite find contact there. Kind of Super Dubs kind of finding a 50 over this corner, leaving this one for his teammate Bob Canush, who's gonna go for maybe a double tap. Kind of Super Dubs there to clean it up, but a good save coming up from Sleepy.
Yeah, it might just be game 1 nerves and the fact that it is playoffs. But Sleepy trying to get him a shot on target with a backboard read. An absolutely insane play coming from Sleepy. A great bang coming from Seeds leads to a quick response from Sleepy as he's able to find, I believe that is his 2nd or 3rd goal. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yellow Dog, but he just seems to be on fire here in game number 1.
Yeah, let's not overlook what Skull did there either. Oh goodness, this one could be open. Eyes are trying to find the pass out mid. Kind of Super Dubs putting this one on target. Guard down.
Oh no!
The own goal coming out from Skull.
What can you do? What can you do? Skull, the entirety of Goofy Goobers just caught lacking with low boost, unable to find any sort of backboard defense, which ends up to Skull getting the accidental own goal. But it is Rocket League. There is a little under 40 seconds left. Almost anything can happen unless Skull can get it past 1. Izord needs to get the save, banks it back on the corner. Sleepy keeps it in play. That can be an awkward ball. Is anyone there from Fick-Of-It to get the clear? No! Steve is able to seal the deal here for game number 1.
It's been, I think 4 of their 5 goals have included some sort of bump on the guy in net or somewhere. The amount of bumps that are coming up from this Goofy Goobers team is definitely surprising Fick-Of-It right now, and they just don't seem to be ready for it. These bumps are vicious.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I think that goal there might have been wraps for game number 1. There's only 10 seconds. There's not a lot you can do besides recuperate, potentially get out of your head, come up with a game plan, because Goofy Goobers, they certainly came to play.
For sure. Maybe one for the road here. Skull let someone drop though. But my goodness, I've been so used to this Goofy Goober team, just counting on shots, whether they be good shots or not, just putting them on target. But they're having quality, very, very quality looks at the net here. It's really all just stemming from the bumps. They didn't get a crazy amount of demos. Like, they only got 4 demos total, but each one of those were so important.
It was very crucial, especially when those like bumps happen at a time where no one is really expecting it, and it's on that key second or third man that is on that backboard. As you can see by their shots there, I count 9 shots, which is a lot, especially with their score that they had. That is over a 50% shooting percentage, which is insane. So at Fick-Of-It, they have a
shooting like the worst.
Exactly, but like well, not exactly, but Fick-Of-It, they do have a couple of games here to find an answer to maybe respond to this pressure that is coming from Goofy Goobers. Maybe the Steve face paint will carry. That's a good flick coming from Super Dubs. A nice shot on target. That could be open net as you see a shot opportunity. Just a little wide there. Izord unable to get the shot on target as you see Baba Kanoosh trying to get the wall read. Doesn't quite get it. Sleepy with the big clear up. Super Dubs meets it well in the midfield. Banged away by Skull. But Baba, low boost. Chooses to take possession, unable to, kind of hits a little too hard, unable to keep full possession. As you see Steve trying to find a shot of his own, denied by kind of Super Dubs. And this Fick-Of-It team seem to really have, they seem to have found their stride here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of shots on target. They seem to be the ones that are kind of opening the doorway here for shots.
You know, for sure, this Fick-Of-It captain. Oh, a backflip coming out from Sleepy. Maybe some pressure coming out from Bob Kanoosh. A nice pinch around the corner. Izord trying to find it. Could not quite put that one on target. But back to what I was saying, kind of Super Dubs in the air. Who I was just about to talk about. I know he does his research on these teams. I know this team especially. I know they've kind of had this on their mind since they got swept by them in the middle of the season, and now they faced them in the first round. That's definitely in the back of their heads. That could have led to, you know, them getting kind of dominated in that game 1, but I know they got a plan. I'm sure they just tried to get executed the way they wanted in that game 1.
Yeah, a lot of time has happened between their series in regular season between now and playoffs, but let's not count out Goofy Goobers. They've also had time to develop, figure out their rotations, figure out their play style as a team, and so far it seems to be working well. As I'm saying that, it looks like I forgot to give them the A series win. There we go. There we go. As we see a shot a little bit wide, Izord getting the demo on that third man. Steve demo for his troubles. As we see a lot of physical play happening on this Fick-Of-It side. Another demo on Baba Kanoosh. Demos galore. As we see kind of Super Dub with a touch to the core. Another demo.
Are we playing contact demos here? Oh my god.
What is happening? It's just, is it the 4th of July? It's the Izord with open net opportunity.
Oh my god.
All of those bumps and demos were for naught, as we see Steve unable to get the read, and Izord able to take control and able to get that open net as we see a early lead, not an early lead, as we see a very momentum heavy lead here as Goofy Goobers only have half a game to respond.
For sure. Good job coming up from Fick-Of-It. I think they're the team that adjusts the best. I think that's something they do really well. They adjust mid-series. They adjust throughout the season. And that's kind of the play style they have to play. I don't think they can really beat these top teams just with mechanics and speed. But they do so well just mentally of where they need to be and what they need to do against very specific opponents.
Yeah, for real, but that touch is so unfortunate from kind of Super Dubs. As we see Steve fighting the equalizer goal very early on here. Not even 30 seconds has passed before that first goal. As we see Izord caught a little off guard. He wasn't able to get back in time, which is super unfortunate, but you have 2 minutes. Game is tied. Almost anything can happen here, but the momentum has shifted for this Goofy Goobers team as we see Sleepy trying to get a solo play of his own. Does he get the reset? No, he goes for a double tap opportunity. That's an awkward clear as we see Steve with a dinger off the top post with the rebound into the net, taking back the lead in game number 2.
Pretty blunt here, but a pretty poor clear coming up from Baba Kanoosh. You're on the backboard there. You can get a much better clear there. But he just didn't really find it. And Steve there clean it up. Bar down is also crazy coming up from Steve. He's shooting very well right now. Worth the costume. Now Steve gonna hit this one over the corner.
Oh, sorry about that.
Can't quite find the touch. Kind of Super Dubs his this one away to Sleepy. A little ISO back on defense here from Izord. A good touch from him. Kind of Super Dub's going to try to follow this one. Steve with a nice beat, though. And a quick follow on the sidewall. Babacanush ends up beating him out. Izord needs to make a touch here. Maybe not. Just bar it down and out. Steve trying to put this one on himself. Babacanush with a nice 50. This one's rolling off the sidewall here.
Open.
Steve doesn't find a touch. Izord maybe just putting it in. A couple people miss. Kind of Super Dub's going to try to find goal there to make the save. Babacanush gets a nice 50.
No!
Oh my goodness. Sleepy had no boost.
That could be a shot opportunity, Steve. Just
no.
wide. This Fick-Of-It team, they just don't seem to have the boost, or they're a little lost on the rotates here. But this pressure from Goofy Goobers, their transition from offense to defense is certainly something to behold here. As we see Steve trying to get a shot on target, gets 50 by Baba. Izor with a solo play attempt of himself, hits it to the corner. As we see kind of Super Dub trying to get the touch rate. There's a big demo coming from Izor, but Baba unable to get the shot on target. Ball rolling a skull here. As we see kind of Super Dubs meets it on the wall, unable to get the touch. As we see a free ball for Sleepy, this could be a double tap opportunity, just wide, just off. Babacanush taking his time, gets it past one, but Skull bangs it back to this Fick-Of-It side as we see an awkward floater there. Sleepy trying to get the touch, unable to make contact. As we see kind of Super Dubs on low boost, gets the clear.
Trying to find the shot here. Sleepy, that's a nice demo coming up from Super Dubs, opening up some space. Babacanush pushed up a little bit too far. Sleepy just delaying time, and he does all that he needs to. Goofy Goobers taking this game too, and just an unfortunate, this Fick-Of-It team has such a good look with that demo. Just an open net for Babacanush, just could not quite find it. That is so unfortunate if you're a team Fick-Of-It or a fan of theirs.
Yeah, that demo from Izord there later in the game where it just left an open net for a split second. Fick-Of-It needs to take advantage of those just small opportunities. Very unfortunate that Babacanush wasn't able to get the shot on target. But in a game like this, momentum, especially in playoffs where it is a best of 7, momentum is huge, especially when you're losing so many games in a row. That mental can deteriorate like your play style and how you play, how you think, how you rotate. And this game wasn't really as like shot heavy, mind you. It would at minimum like 6 shots per team, but this was a very physical game. Like holy.
Yeah, the amount of demos were crazy. What do we got here? You got 7 from Fick-Of-It and 8 from Goofy Goobers. 15 demos in one game between the two teams. Not even OT. That's just regulation. But. And you mentioned the momentum part of a best of 7 series, but it's also carrying over from that best of 5 where Goofy Goobers won 3-0. So they've won 5 in a row against this Fick-Of-It team. They probably got a good mental and they can shake things off, but it's hard. 5 in a row is super hard to shake off.
Yeah, it's like, but you have 2 more chances to not get swept here. You have 6 at most 6 more chances to steal this series away from Goofy Goobers. But so far, just based off our predictions, this game has not gone. This certainly isn't the back and forth that I would have saw. As we see an open net opportunity, Babacanush unable to get the power, but we're seeing a lot of physical play yet again coming from both sides. This could be awkward as Goofy Goobers are caught out with 0 boost. Ball just a little too high for Baba. As we see kind of Super Dubs, not a whole lot of boost. I don't think he got the clear that he wanted. As we see Sleepy just barreling down here. As we see an unfortunate whiff coming from Baba. Corner play action coming here. As we see another bump coming from Steve. That could have been a shot opportunity, but no one was ready. Just now entering the minute mark in this series, and another demo here as we see an almost awkward ball. It might have been a shot on target there, but gets cleared away by kind of Super Dubs.
Yeah, this one's just kind of rolling the midfield. Sleepy ends up taking and get the beat over Izor. Babacanush needs them to get touched. Almost is demoed for his efforts. Trying to find another one. Corner boost. That's a benevolent spawn coming out from him. Skull trying to get one out. Stand to Super Dubs. Gets the clear out, but it's straight to Sleepy, who has somewhat of a nice controlled touch. Izor able to follow up on this one early. Free jump coming out from Skull. Can't quite connect. Izor with the dunk on Steve. Doesn't quite end up working out. Babacanush hits this one backwards. Steve can't quite find contact. Sleepy trying to find this one target. It would have been, but shut down early from Babacanush. And a Super Dubs. I like that he's slowing it down here.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh my god!
That could have been very unfortunate. Baba Ganoush was trying to find that demo, misses the demo, and accidentally gets a shot on target. That could be a shot opportunity, though. Just a little high. Izor barreling down the midway, able to get this lead here in game number 3.
Oh my goodness, Izard, the hero for this Fick-Of-It team. He was the hero when they played against them last time. Granted, they got swept, but in that game 1 where they almost had it, it was like a 15 or like 18 goal game or something crazy. Izard had like 5 or something stupid amount. He's been playing pretty well for this Fick-Of-It team. He's getting a ton of demos. I can definitely tell they've been ramping up. They've made it a point since the start of game 2 to ramp up these demos. It is super clear.
Yeah, so far, Skull finding a demo of his own. That could be a shot on target. A big clear coming from kind of Super Dubs. Able to create space with that. Gets another great clear. Izor, not a whole lot of boost. Sends it down to Goofy Goobers half. That could just be a shot on target. Sleepy, awkward. He'll still make the save. But I'm seeing kind of that could be a shot on target. Great save coming from Sleepy. But I'm getting a little bit of deja vu here as we see Fick-Of-It getting that lead at around that 3-minute mark. Goofy Goobers, they did equalize with 30 minutes on. Maybe they can get an equalizer shot there. A little bit of a double commit. Gets saved by Izor. That's great. Sleepy with the double tap opportunity. Baba Ganoush, a little awkward, but Izor gets it past 1. That's an open net. Can he get the flick? Yes, he can! Insanity coming from Izord.
Izord trying to have yet another legacy series. Great job recognizing the ISO. And just flicked it at the perfect time. He probably heard Skull right behind him, just chasing him, sniffing his butt. And just flicked it at the perfect time and gets a good flick at that. It's hard to do when you're forced with the timing.
Yeah, I know for a fact Izord plays on a very wide monitor. I'm pretty sure he has like not a 360 like display, but it's definitely like 359. He for sure saw Skull trying to get that demo to make sure he doesn't get the goal here. You see Izord with a pass opportunity denied by Sleepy, but that ball is floating still in front of the Goofy Goobers half. A great clear off the corner coming from Steve. Baba Ganoush keeping the ball in play. Can he find a shot of his own? Sleepy on, but that's a great touch. Kind of Super Dubs. Can he get the goal? Denied by Steve. And Fick-Of-It seems to have all the momentum here in game number 3.
They've already got 8 shots and there's still a minute left. They're just putting on a crazy amount of pressure. This Goofy Goober team just can't seem to recover and get out of their own half. Skull trying to get one out. Trying to follow this one. He gets a nice touch, but shut down immediately by Izord. Sleepy not quite there to recollect this ball. A nice demo and the ball touch there. It's one up from Baba Ganoush. Steve taking a bit too much time. Luckily, Sleepy somehow got up to that one. Unless they're going for this one off the sidewall. Maybe a read. Doesn't quite have it. Sleepy is there. It gets bumped off. That's just a great play coming up from Izord.
It's an unfortunate demo coming there on Baba Ganoush, but very key if you're a Goofy Goobers fan, as we see another demo on Sleepy. This could be a shot opportunity. Steve trying to get a shot of his own, denied by Izord, as we see just under 30 seconds left. And Fick-Of-It, if they're able to keep this lead, that's a good shot. But if they're able to keep this lead, oh no, that's the caught for it.
Oh my goodness!
From Goofy Goobers able to find the goal. Yes, Steve is. I just need to stop talking. There is hopes and glimmers and light here for Goofy Goobers as they're able to find a late goal here with just under 30 seconds left. Anything can happen. This is Rocket League.
I know.
Sorry, but anything can happen. This is Rocket League. Fick-Of-It just need to hold on for 12 seconds. Can they hold on to this lead? As we see Steve with a shot opportunity, rings off the post. Sleepy trying to keep it mid. Steve trying to find a shot. That's a little bit awkward. Can Baba Ganoush get the save? Yes, he can. 0 seconds. Can Goofy Goobers find that 0-second goal? Steve keeping it up. Is anyone from Goofy Goobers there? Yes, Sleepy is. Izord is going to kill the ball though, as you see Fick-Of-It finding their first win of the series.
Oh my god, yeah, Izord not taking any chances there. Gonna put that one straight in the ground. And Goofy Goobers gotta had a lot of pressure there at the end. Maybe just playing like, you know, what's there to lose? We're already down 1. We kind of have to send the house. It seemed to, it's getting scary. This Goofy Goobers team can definitely start laying up, you know, laying a lot of shots on really quick. And I know Sleepy has, you know, he's got the ice in him. You know, a couple seconds left in the game, 0 seconds. He's hitting that shot. Thankfully, he was not the one shooting near the end there. Only took 1 shot all game. I imagine that's a big part of why this Fick-Of-It team won. They kept Sleepy to only shooting 1 shot. And he's been shooting pretty well this season so far.
Yeah, they had a lot of awkward touches, Fick-Of-It. They were able to get the ball around almost everyone there on Goofy Goobers. You saw that amazing flick from Isler there to get the second goal for Fick-Of-It, which is exactly what they needed. That game number 3 might just be the momentous game that they needed to hopefully get a few more games for the series here. But ladies and gentlemen, we are starting game number 4 of this exciting series. Kind of super dubs with the early shot here. Jesus, this game has gone nowhere the way that I imagined it. It certainly isn't the back and forth that we thought it would be. But honestly, I'm here for it. It's certainly a wake-up call for Fick-Of-It that they need to take this team seriously. I'm sure they are, though, even though they got swept. But it is playoffs, and like even just 1 goal. We already said this. I'm sounding like a broken record, but just 1 goal, 1 series is kind of like can kind of be like that spark that really sends a team to playing at their best.
For sure, they're trying to find yet another spark here. Kind of super dubs, almost finding the redirect, but hits the crossbar. Steve gonna hit this one out. Playing it safe. It's a nice second touch there. Keep it away. Kind of super dubs gets a nice dunk. Though Skull needs to make a touch. He does to the corner. Trying to follow this one up, taking this one up the wall. Gets the dunk on Babacanush. Isler opts to just go back to his own corner, playing it safe, playing on this backboard. Gets a nice challenge though over the. No one really. Just no one is in that part of the field. Kind of super dubs trying to rip a shot low. Steve barely there in time to save that one.
That was a great demo there coming from Isler there. Able to keep Goofy Goobers on their toes as we see Fick-Of-It keeping the pressure this time, as we see a passing play opportunity there gets denied by Sleepy. Isler keeping the ball mid there. Is that even from Fick-Of-It there to take advantage of it? No, it gets cleared away by Steve. As we see Steve trying to get a shot of his own. 50 by Babacanush. Can he get a second touch? Yes, he can. He gets a great dunk as we see Skull. A little bit awkward, but that's a great clear. And an even better demo coming from Steve. An open net just wide, as you see a lot of physical play yet again. And this seems, if it works, it works. Like it's certainly not bad that this is the way that they're finding goals, and I'm happy for them that they're able to find their stride here. As you see a shot opportunity just wide yet again coming from Steve. Skull trying to get the ball here on mid, but that could just be a little too hard of a touch. Sleepy sends it mid off the backboard. Can Skull find a goal? No, he cannot. Take it away.
He's trying to take a controlling touch, gets dunked over by either of those. One could be open for kind of super dubs, and he finds the open left side of the net. Great job from Izord and kind of super dubs. A great dunk coming up from Izord. So middle on 0 boost there, but it ends up working out. So I mean, what can you really say? You know, if it ends up in a goal, obviously it was worth it. And they find themselves in the lead once again in this game 4.
Yeah, Isor just seems to be a
oh my goodness, and another
pitch, finding a second goal right away. That is insane. A great kickoff coming from kind of super duds leads to an open net opportunity. I didn't see who that was, but Goofy Goobers were unable to get that touch mid, which leads to a second goal for Fick-Of-It.
Dude, Izord is playing out of his mind right now. Last game he had like 5 demos and was a part of. Oh no, dude, Steve just finds these like right up kickoff, just these open shots. He finds them all the time. That is a Steve staple, and yet again, I mean, he gets his team within 1 goal. So great job coming up from him. Maybe was gonna be not a good sign going down 0-2 early in this game after dropping that last game. Steve, he got that ice scoring.
Certainly does have that ice in his veins, as Steve was able to cut that lead in half in just 10 seconds. Sleepy trying to find a goal of his own. Izord with a great 50 sent towards his Goofy Goobers corner. Oh man, COVID, but Izord trying to get it mid. 50 by Babacanush. Kind of super does. Can he get the shot? Gets the reset, I think. Tries to get it towards this Goofy Goobers net. Unable to, but as we see a mid double tap opportunity, but that's a bit of an awkward bounce. You see Izord pinch mid, shot opportunity just wide, as we see Goofy Goobers survive that onslaught from Fick-Of-It.
Yeah, Fick-Of-It trying to start on yet another onslaught. Kind of super dubs getting a crazy demo. Izord gonna be able to follow up on this one. Kind of super dubs getting yet another bump. Sleepy needs to make a good touch. Azure hits this one to the sidewall, trying to follow this one up himself. Opts to leave it, actually. Sleepy there to make the touch. That's a good touch coming up from him. Trying to find yet another. Can't quite get that one off this sidewall. Azure taking this one up the field. It's 50 by Steve. Bob Kanush is up for this one. Maybe on target. Skull can't quite find it. Bob Kanush from the midfield. Top bins.
In absolutely like amazing shot coming from Baba Kanush. A little fadeaway action as he's able to just find the holes in this Goofy Goober offense, increasing their lead yet again by 2. And I don't want to call it early, but Goofy Goobers just seem to be on the back burners. They certainly aren't playing as hot and heavy as they were in those first 2 series, or those first 2 games. A little bit of awkwardness there coming from Steve, a big demo coming from kind of super dubs, but Steve able to make the Hail Mary save as we see Izord trying to get the dunk, but Sleepy meets him well. No one from Fick-Of-It though able to take advantage of that center. A little bit of miscommunication there, but Steve gets bumped for his troubles. That could be a shot on target. Is anyone there? No, just wide. Sleepy with an amazing save.
Dude, what is up with all these demos? I thought it was just gonna be maybe game 2, maybe game 3, but it's continuing game 4 and an open net off the back wall miss. Bob Kanush finding his second of the game.
The nerves just seem to be finding Goofy Goobers as Fick-Of-It are able to just catch them super awkward, and that's what's leading to most of these goals. They just aren't ready for these touches, these super get out of jail free card touches from Izord, especially from the corner. He just seems to be a wizard when it comes to that corner. As you see him trying to get another goal, gets past one. That's a big demo.
Oh my
Baba
god,
Kanush!
that's not real. It's not real.
It's just there.
Not real.
Like I said, the corner gremlin.
Oh my goodness. Izord, I don't know if he saw, but he was getting absolutely hyped in the cams. I know his hands are red as fuck right now. He's clapping hard. Oh my god. Dude, this Fick-Of-It team. I'm gonna call this game 4 now. Maybe finding another one. Maybe Goofy Goober's trying one for the road, one for the morale. But this adjustment coming out from Fick-Of-It is insane. They're playing a lot closer together. They're playing many. Oh my goodness! Kind of super dubs almost finding that one. Sleepy maybe for the road, can't quite get it up. But back to what I was saying. This Fick-Of-It team has completely changed their game plan and style after the game 1. Didn't quite work out game 2, but they stuck with it, and it has been working like a charm.
I don't know. I need to wipe my glasses here. 14 shots coming from Fick-Of-It.
3.
I thought it was. Wait, what? What'd you say?
To 3. They kept Goofy Goobers, the kind of like the notorious top, shots per game team, to 3.
3 shots. Yeah, Goofy Goobers were held at only 3 shots. Fick-Of-It finding 14, absolutely insane. The 6 demos coming from kind of super dubs alone. A lot of key demos coming from Izord, and wakey eggs and bakey, because Fick-Of-It have finally woken up and they found what worked.
I've seen a lot of Fick-Of-It games, and we have personally scrimmed against them quite a bit. I have never ever seen Fick-Of-It this demo heavy. The fact that they were able to just not completely abandon their game plan and typical game style, but to pretty much completely change their play style, more or less, to such a bump and demo heavy game play style is crazy. The confidence they have in that switch is insane, and it's clearly working out very, very well for them.
It has been insane. If me personally, when it comes to Fick-Of-It, I think, oh no, no, kind of super dubs is just caught off guard, caught awkward, and Skulls just ripping a shot, crept a little bit too far there, and he gets punished for his rotates. But anyways, before I was cut off by that early lead from Goofy Goobers, Fick-Of-It, for me personally, I see them as that team that play a little slow. They're a little tactical with their bumps and their demos and like their passing plays, but they just seem to be kind of going monkey mode here, as you see that almost not work out in their favor. kind of super dubs with an amazing save, able to get back just in time.
Where did kind of super dubs come from? I thought that was a guaranteed goal. I was about ready to call it 2-0. And kind of super dubs coming from absolutely outer space. I don't know where he came from. Just spawned there. He teleported. Falcon is trying to get this one. Skull ripping a shot on target. Eyes are able to make the save over the corner. Sleepy following this one. Kind of super dubs. Able to make the save. And this Fick-Of-It team kind of on the back foot here. Starting this game 5. Not nearly as dominant as we've been seeing. Maybe a demo coming up from Skull. Can't quite find kind of super dubs. This one's going to be rolling kind of super dubs. Speed to the ball by Sleepy. This one's going to be followed by Azur. Can't quite find the touch. This one's going to be mid. A great job from kind of super dubs. Is this one on target? No, it's just wide. Goobers can take a quick breath. But now, yet again, they're back on defense with Sleepy with a nice clear.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, what?
What just happened?
I looked away for half a second.
Kind of super dubs with
No.
he dookied his own teammate.
Oh,
no, kind of super dubs. What happens? It might just be that playoff nerves. It might have been. I'm sure that's not the touch he wanted, but you gotta have more trust in your teammates, especially Baba Kanoosh. He even though his touches may seem a little out of place, Baba Kanoosh's IQ might just be a little bit higher than yours as you see him get the demo. Kind of super dubs, hoping to maybe find a makeup goal for that own goal. Unable to, a little bit on wide as you see Baba gets a touch mid. Kind of super dubs, not a whole lot of boost. Steve trying to also find that touch mid as you see a lot of corner play. That's a big bang coming from Izord, but luckily Skull is back. Sleepy getting that touch mid, but no one is able to respond in time for Goofy Goobers.
Got super dubs on the wall here. No boost. Just putting this one on backboard. Super awkward for this Goofy Goobers team. Azur finds a demo. Maybe should have just went for the shot there. I think they might be leaning a little bit too much into that bump and demo play. They got scored on it that first time because Baba Kanoosh went for a demo besides instead of the ball. And maybe a missed shot opportunity there. They realize that the bumps are working. I think they might be getting a little bit too far into it, kind of depending on a demo or bump to get a single goal. But you don't need a demo or bump every single time.
Bumps are certainly one of those play styles where it is definitely a double-edged sword. On the other hand, you are removing a team from the opposition. As he kind of super dubs, trying to make a solo play. Izord able to respond in time, cutting that deficit in half in game number 5 here. But anyways, back to that. That was an amazing shot. Sleepy getting big bodied by kind of super dub. He does get the clear out, but Izord is exactly where he needed to be to find that goal there. Oh, excuse me.
From kind of super dubs, maybe just finding an equalizer. Oh my goodness, what a read coming up from Izord. That's such a tough read to make on 0 boost off the kickoff, but great job. And he finds the equalizer instantly. The game was 2-0 at 2:10. It's 2:08 and it's tied up.
Izord putting his team on his back here in game number 5 as we see a revitalization coming from Fick-Of-It. Izord trying to get the shot, but a little bit of a double commit coming from Skull and Sleepy. Skull unable to find the touch, gets demoed by kind of super dubs. Steve left to forced to make a slow play, kind of wait for his teammates to come back. And see Izord with a potential shot opportunity, gets a past one. Sleepy a little awkward, gets the touch mid, no one's there. Steve with the free bang. Baba Kanoosh meets it well in midfield as we see a lot of pressure now coming from this Fick-Of-It side. The ball has just been on this Goofy Goober half. Big demo coming from Izord. Steve trying to get the touch mid, met by Baba Kanoosh. Can he get it past one? Yes, he kind of can. Gets the 50 as you see Izord trying to get the double play, but that's just going to be an unlucky pinch coming from kind of super dubs.
Izord trying to find this one mid. Steve gets a nice 50 in the corner. Skull needs to find one. He does, but a pinch with kind of super dubs. On the side wall, Izord trying to find the touch. This one's out ceiling, probably in. Sleepy gets a nice touch though. Izord with the backflip. Steve trying to find the air dribble here. Finds it over one. Does he have the double? Yes, he does. Steve.
What just happened? I looked away because I had to blow my oh my god, Steve. Where did that come from?
Oh,
Steve with the ice in his veins. I see you, Steve. I see you. Able to take the lead here with just a minute less Fick-Of-It, they need to find something. They need to respond with a goal of their own to tie it up here. Maybe get into overtime, but that's a big demo coming from Steve, as he's sleepily able to send it down this Fick-Of-It half. A little bit of a double commit coming from Baba Kanoosh. Kind of super dubs, only one back. Has to make a desperation save, but he's able to jump over Sleepy, able to avoid the demo, which is very good here. But Skull sends it back down this Fick-Of-It half. Almost 30 seconds left. Something needs to happen as you see kind of super dubs with a big bang. Baba Kanoosh all alone. Shot on target. Denied by Steve. That's an open net opportunity. Kind of super dubs.
Oh no.
Kind of super dubs. Palindrome, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of super dubs. Able to take advantage of that open net opportunity. Sleepy with no boost tries to get that Hail Mary save, but he's unable to get back in time. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be seeing an overtime here in game number 5.
That would be, dude. This one is gearing up to be a pretty dang good one. A little double commit coming up from Super Dubs and Bobby Kanoosh. Izard there to receive it. Steve trying to get the flick over Bob Kanoosh. This one could be dangerous. Izard, a surprisingly amazing touch over the sidewall there. Relieves some pressure immediately on the backboard.
Oh, no.
Doesn't get a good touch. This one's super dangerous. Oh my god.
My heart sank when that ball just was floating in front of Fick-Of-It. I thought for sure that was going to be a goal, but Steve unable to get back in time. Baba Kanoosh trying to find the demo, forces Skull to go up early, making that awkward touch. Kind of super dubs, keeping the pressure alive here. Tries to put it mid. Baba Kanoosh unable to make a touch. Sleepy get it over past one, gets demoed for his troubles. Izord trying to get the ball mid. That could be an open net opportunity. Skull with an outrageous save. I'm losing my voice here. Just trying to cast this game. That could be dangerous. Get Izord get the touch. Yes, he can. Off the post.
Oh my goodness.
Izord single-handedly putting this team on his back, finds the lead of the series in game number 5.
Oh no, I've got some news. Oh no, Fick-Of-It may have won, but one of the members have lost. Let's just say that. Oh no, let's not pan over to Bobby Kanoosh, Tony. Oh no.
Oh
Great job coming
no.
up from Izard. Absolute ice coming up from him. But they've also got a Tony stuff. He shot some demos. He did his, he did his thing.
Certainly.
Fick-Of-It going down 0-2, winning 3 in a row is crazy. They're on match point now. I wonder if our Goobers gonna take their timeout.
I don't know. We
Surely.
might see a timeout opportunity. If they are listening, I personally would advise taking that timeout. You guys need to take a breather. You need to reset your mind because something needs to change. Oh, yep, that's a timeout. Everyone, if you're in the chat, don't join the game yet. I believe they get a minute. So
I believe so. Yeah,
9:42. We'll say like. I don't know if it was like midway through 9:42.
Give roughly a minute.
Yeah, we'll say 9:43.
Start the timer. There we go. Timer started. All right, let's talk about what's happened so far. This has been a pretty dang good series so far. I thought it might continue from where they left off, being the 3-0 Goobers in the regular season.
9:44. That's when they'll join back.
I started the they got about 40 seconds.
Okay. 9:44.
Oh, do you have a timeout screen?
I do. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, this Fick-Of-It team. I mentioned it in game 3 or maybe game 2. I don't know if I pre-jumped it or not. But losing 5 series in a row to any team and then coming back is so tough. Not even getting a win, but getting 3 in a row. Absolutely insane from Fick-Of-It. I mentioned it before. I'll say it again. Just being able to change their playstyle, completely. It's completely working out in this series.
Yeah, for sure. Izord especially. There we go. Looks like the timeout is up now. Everyone is joining in, but Izord especially in game number 5. was able to, like I said, put his team on his back as we saw a generational performance there coming from Izord. But ladies and gentlemen, we got game number 6. This could be the potential closer for Fick-Of-It or the potential equalizer for Goofy Goobers here. Aquamaniac in the chat saying that this game is scripted. It certainly has felt like it's been scripted. A lot of back and forth here, but a lot of the momentum has been on this Fick-Of-It side as we see a shot over mid. Jesus, words. just take it away. I gotta step away after that.
This one's gonna be flowing in the midfield. Izord gets the touch. Sleepy gets a nice booming clear, but kind of super dubs ready for that one. Kind of adapted since that game 1 and 2. This one's on the backboard. Bob Kanoosh gets a touch, not the best one. Kind of super dubs. Does not find a touch. A pass over the skull. Great pass coming up from Steve. Can't quite find the connection though. Izord looking for the bump, making Sleepy super awkward. Kind of super dubs goes missing yet again. Kind of uncharacteristic coming out from him. A nice bump coming out from Sleepy. This one could be just over. Steve needs to make a touch. He does. This one's going down though. Super awkward. Kind of super dubs. Hits the crossbar, and no one coming out with a goal.
There it is. That demo and high pressure gameplay that we've seen from both teams. So far, no one has yet to get a goal. Goofy Goobers have seemed to have found their footing. They're still looking a little awkward. As you see, Izord able to find. I'm actually not too sure what happened here. Let's get a look at that replay. It's kind of super dubs, gets it off the post, leaving Skull as the last back there. Steve not able to get back in time, and that's just a great touch from kind of super dubs. Like I said, this Fick-Of-It team, they are the epitome of getting that very awkward touch that you absolutely didn't think was a problem and turns out to be a problem. As you see, kind of super dubs trying to get that air dribble down and get bump Sleepy. But Yellow Dog, I don't know if it's just me, but this Goofy Goobers team, especially after, I want to say game number 4, they just seem to be on the back, have been on the back burner. They just look very awkward. They're not playing as fast, especially in games number 1 and 2, how we saw before. What do you think could be like that main problem here that's just like seems to be the bane for Goofy Goobers?
Seems that they're just like not ready for all these demos. Obviously, not getting demoed as much would clearly help them a good bit. But I think just they've had some pretty poor spacing, and they've been caught with like a 2v1 or 1v1. What is going on? Was that just a crazy demo coming up from kind of super dubs, or
Izord
what happened here?
With a great demo, able to catch Sleepy off guard. Kind of super dubs, getting another demo. I don't even know who he demoed, but everyone was just awkward there for Goofy Goobers. They were left on 0 boosts. Fick-Of-It had all the boosts in the world. All they had to do was get the shot on target. And at this point, I think Goofy Goobers are kind of just going through the motions here, but they're able to find a goal, and they're able to, yeah, for real, they're able to find a goal here.
What a play from Steve.
That is a great play from Steve, yeah, but they're able to find this goal to cut their not their lead, but their deficit in half. Which certainly it might be a good omen that they might have woken up. They might have decided, hey, maybe we shouldn't lose this game here, or just take it to game number 7 for the content.
I mean, I did predict a game 7 for Fick-Of-It. It's looking like it might happen. It just seems like Goofy Goobers came out punching super hard, and when they got punched back, they just seemed like surprised. They weren't ready for the punch to be coming, straight towards their jaw. And Fick-Of-It, with a nice counterattack, almost letting them maybe letting them get ahead of themselves, and then gets thrown straight uppercuts left and right.
That is a great shot from Baba Kanoosh, but an even better save there coming from Sleepy, as we see a shot kind of on target, but yeah, like I said, one of those shots where it's just a little awkward. That's an unfortunate bounce off the ceiling. That could be net. No, just wide. Baba Kanoosh with a great touch. Catching Sleepy off guard. Sleepy unable to make the touch. Steve trying to keep this ball mid, trying to keep it on the Fick-Of-It side as we see a shot opportunity. The post gods are on the Fick-Of-It side right now. There in no way do I think that should have gone in.
Wow. Fick-Of-It's definitely getting some benevolent post bounces here on offense and defense. And they're up by 2 with 1:30. It's looking pretty good for this Fick-Of-It team. Goofy Goobers definitely needs to respond as soon as possible. Obviously, you're still down more than a singular goal, but just for the mental, you gotta score one super quick here. I think Sleepy going up for this one, can't quite find it. Skull coming up as third man, trying to find maybe a double here off the corner, gets it, but it's just kind of floating for Bob Kanush, just waiting on the back wall. Steve able to put this one back center, but Eisner with a nice outlet pass over towards Bob Kanush. Didn't do too much with it. Steve on the side wall with not much boost, kind of finds
Oh,
the weak touch out
did not
and
like
down.
that. He did not like that.
Oh.
I don't know if it's just me, but he saw him. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
Oh my days. Goofy Goobers, what is happening? The Skull left with not a whole lot of boost. He had to put a hand up, but he just wasn't able to make that connection. Bob Kanush with the free shot. I believe this game is all but over. They just don't. This Goofy Goobers team just doesn't seem to have that drive, and it just kind of looks like they want to get this game over with. But as I say that, Steve finding a goal of his own. I don't want to say that Fick-Of-It have trouble, but there is 38 seconds on the clock. That is like at least 10 kickoff goals.
Something like that. I've seen this Goofy Goobers team do some crazy things with a little time. Kind of super dubs, maybe a little bit awkward. Oh, a nice pick coming out from kind of super dubs. Has a free wall play. What does he do? He's got a little bit of Mex in him. Izard going for that pass from kind of super dubs. Sleepy gets a nice touch up. Steve maybe trying to follow this one, but realizes he was going to be beat by Bob Kanush. Kind of super dubs, super awkward on the backboard. Great touch coming up from kind of super dubs and Baba. Izard can't quite find it. 10 seconds left. They need to score one right now. Goal needs to make a great touch. He doesn't find anything, and that just about wraps it up.
I'm speechless.
Wow.
I don't think, yeah, the instant leave there coming from Sleepy, he certainly is not happy with that outcome. Goofy Goobers, they started out hot, they really did, but they just couldn't keep up the pressure as we see Fick-Of-It with the, not exactly the sweep, but they did win 4 games in a row, which is insane.
It is like just properly insane for this Fick-Of-It team. Not in a bad way against Fick-Of-It. But just the adjustment, I do sound like a crazy broken record here. It's just it is such a good play coming up from Fick-Of-It. And that's so hard to do.
For sure. Let's get the boys in here and get ready for this game interview here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Are you there? Are we here? Are we all here?
We are. We are in fact here.
Oh my god. What just happened? It just looks like this is gonna be my first question, but it looked like you guys just kind of flipped the switch and just decided to peak today. What changed going into game number 3?
We kind of noticed like what their game plan was and figured out a way to shut them down.
Yeah, for real.
And then my teammates decided peaking, so I can't complain.
Eisward especially, like I don't think he had less than like 600 points throughout like those four games there. He certainly put the team, your guys' team, on his back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, flex on all them haters. Flex on all the haters. But I'm gonna. This is a very obvious question, so I'm gonna wait for you to ask it, Yellow Dog. I know for a fact you're gonna bring it up, but I'm gonna shoot this. I'm gonna shoot this second question over to Izord. Izord, what did you take before this game to absolutely pop off?
It's called methamphetamine. It's very helpful.
You should try my custom strain in Schedule 1.
Bad dude.
I'll get you
Bad
good.
dude. Yeah, no, I guess the only
good.
thing that I've been, sipping on was my old Dr. Pepper cream soda.
DP.
But no, I don't know. I obviously had the first 2 warm-up games that weren't too hot, and then talked about what we needed to do, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a human meat shield and barricade and just fly everywhere. So
Sounds
that
good.
was it.
Sounds good.
we definitely noticed the change in playstyle even after game one. I think you guys changed it after game one. It didn't quite work out game two. But you guys were going for a crazy amount of demos. I gotta see how many demos per game y'all were getting. So that was insane. It's just bodies left and right.
Yeah.
But how are you guys feeling going into your next series of playoffs? It's not quite decided yet. But there's a few options. How are you guys feeling?
I mean, we got a game plan depending on like who wins that series. So I do know that it's kind of a coin flip series. So we're not gonna game plan for one team like specifically.
Oh, okay, really?
So we just gotta wait and see. And yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
good. Once again, congratulations. I'm gonna send you guys on your way. I have to get ready for this 10 p.m. game here, which might not start on time. It's gonna have to start anyway. I'm not sure what it's looking like for these other teams, but GG's, y'all played phenomenally, and we will hopefully see you guys again here on stream.
Yeah,
thanks,
man. Thanks for streaming.
Of course,
thank you.
Of course.
Shout out Yellow Dog for casting too.
Preach. Get out.
All right. We're gonna switch it over here. Did that game go at all the way that you were expecting, Yellow Dog?
Yes and no. I didn't quite expect it to be so momentum based between the two teams, but I think I did mention it. That the longer this series goes, I think the better and better that Fick-Of-It are gonna do against this Goofy Goobers team, and that kind of seemed to be the case. They made those adjustments that I talked a million damn times about. And they did phenomenal with them.
Yeah, they certainly did. But anyways, I got another series. I got another series to get to. Once again, thank you for hopping on this caster boost with me. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hop into a quick intermission here. Stay tuned for some more Rocket League. This time we got some Div D action. ABOS versus Winner POV. Oh, okay. I still got a little bit more stuff on the back end here, but just to keep this game going in orderly fashion. Next up, we got. Oh, oops! I got the wrong schedule block. Yoink! There we go. We got winner POV versus ABOS. It looks like I already got their colors wrong. That's fine. I'll fix it. I'll fix it here as we play. But Kemek, are you talking? You say something real quick?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
Alright, there
Happy
we
to
go.
be back on the desk. First time I think casting with you, if my memory serves me correct.
I do believe so, yeah. We're just gonna hop into the stats real quick. Super quick like here. Boink. There we go. I'm sorry guys. I totally spaced the playoff bracket. But is this a playoff match, a play-in match? Do you know off the top of your head, or is this like a regular?
This, if I remember correctly, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a play-in match. So,
okay.
Yes, this is a play-in match. So whoever wins this, starts off, nice and clean. They start in the actual playoff bracket. And whoever loses kind of starts it off a little down. So honestly, this is going to be a little bit disappointing for whoever loses.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the stats here, ABOS and Winners POV, they don't really seem to be stand out, other than ABOS are league leading in saves, but they are also league leading in demos, which is super unfortunate. Not really a stat that you really want to have being league leading as, but that is how it is. It probably attributes to winner POV being league leading in demos. Looking over at the orange stats should be winner POV, but I messed up and put them in the wrong spot, and it looks like I messed up with the this one. There we go. All right, winner POV led by my old teammate Cubbles, league leading in demos, second man by Be the Greerist, third man by Charles. I guess I'll talk about the team for a little bit. They have that pop-off potential, especially Cubbles. He is insane with the flicks. He is on mouse and keyboard, so we'll see how that plays into all of that. Do you have anything to say about this ABOS squad here, Kemek?
Yes, I do. ABOS led by Lil Thickums Thicky, as we know him quite well. His second man, Crazy Ike, very notable player. And their third man, a newcomer this season, Truffle. Honestly, all three of these guys looking very, very solid. Only league leading is demoed by Crazy Ike, but shouldn't look at that too much. Kind of looking at stat-wise, Thicky kind of leading his team in almost everything except for assists. And Crazy Ike and Truffle's kind of picking up, kind of staying pretty close within stat-wise. I mean, Truffle's kind of popping off there a little bit with that 1.57 saves a game, looking really solid defensively. But honestly, ABOS is a little bit tricky to look at. I mean, they're such a solid team that it's a little bit unfair.
Yeah, for sure. I know Crazy Ike does have that pop-off potential. I've seen him do it before where he gets like insane like aerial reads, especially for Div D. But we're gonna ask the boys to see if they're ready here. I believe they're. Oh yeah, we lost Cuble's camps. That is unfortunate there. But let's see. It looks like we have Cuble's teams being ready. If I can get the okay coming from this ABOS squad, we can get on here with this second series. Let's see. Just gonna wait for the response from ABOS here. I'm just gonna set up the games. You wanna start yapping real quick while I get this set up here?
Yeah. Throw me back to the Div D stats. I've got a little thing to comment on about that. All right. Everyone, I want you guys to take a look. I want you guys to take a look at Seed 3 all the way down to Seed 8, right? This division is one that you will definitely want to tune into a lot more coming into playoffs.
Look at how unbelievably close this division is, all within a game or two. I like the top ABOS at 3 is only about 5% in games won than the 7th seed. This just goes to show you how close Division D is and how
we lost him. I think we lost. I think we lost Kevin. He's not going. He's not. Oh, wait. Whatever. We got some games to watch here. ABOS versus Winner POV game number
going to be a blood.
Uh-oh. Kevin? Hello? You there? You there, Slime?
I don't know. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix some things.
All right, sounds good. I will be the one to yap then, I guess. As I'm trying to set up these cams here, very unfortunate here, but a little bit of a slow start. I'm gonna sound like a broken record when I say this, but game number ones, especially in playoffs, are always gonna be a feeler game. I know that these teams have played each other before, so you never really they probably already have a game plan in mind. You see Lima and Charles trying to get the touch mid. Winner's POV unable to get that touch, as we see maybe an open opportunity. Crazy Ike with the fake, trying to get the solo play here, gets the pass one. Be the Greerus with a great save. Truffles trying to get the shot on target, but the defenders are already back here for this Winner POV squad. Chemic, where are you? I really need you. Oh, hey. Are you back? You there?
Okay. I should be back.
And he's gone again. All right. I don't know if you can hear me.
I will have to open up my camera before.
I don't know if it's just me, chat, but Chemic is existing in and out of existence right now.
Trying to get. All right, hold on. I'm trying.
All right, no, you're good. You're good. This is very awkward. I just see a shot opportunity coming from Troubles, gets denied by this Winner POV squad here. A little bit of a double commit coming from Crazy Ike and his captain, Thicky, trying to get the touch mid, denied by Cubles, I believe. As you see Cubles barreling down the field, trying to get a touch mid. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Is anyone there? Is any one of his teammates there? No. Well, actually, they were, but Crazy Ike gets a great save. That's a huge demo coming from Cubles, giving all the time in the world for Be the Greerus. As you see him trying to get a touch mid, denied by Truffles. So to see another touch mid. I'm loving this backward defense coming from ABOS. They're able to deny Winner POV's main source of goals. I don't want to leak their strategy, but from what I've seen, that seems to be the main way that they score. They hit it really hard off the corner, and they're able to catch their opponents awkward from time to time. Or it's a Cubles. It is a Cubles 1v3 with the flicks, but Be the Greerus with a benevolent touch here. No one from ABOS really expecting that to go in. That is very unfortunate if you're an ABOS fan here, but that is very fortunate if you are you back? Yeah.
I think so. I think I'm back.
All right.
No,
you're good. Take the reins from me while I fix cams.
Crazy Egg trying to push it upfield a little bit. Gets it, sends it to the wall. Caught by Cubles. Gonna try for something down to his team. Doesn't quite get the touch he's looking for. Crazy Egg puts it again. Charlie tries to get something going. Not enough boost. Bit of a double miss there. Truffles taking control. Trying pass it up. Doesn't quite get the touch he wants. Back out.
This is so scuffed, chat.
Trying to get something moving. B3 left with an awkward ball. Puts it on. And I blame SDSU for my internet.
Oh, man. How much, out of curiosity, what is the tuition like there? And why aren't they using it to fund their internet?
Listen, man, I could not tell you. I wish I could, but
anyways, Winners not winners POV, ABOS able to find that equalizing goal there. As you see Crazy Eye with a big clear off the corner. Be the Gurus sends it back on this ABOS pitch, trying to find a shot opportunity that is centered, but cleared away by Crazy Eye. Keebles keeping this pressure alive, sends it down this ABOS corner. Lil Thicky tries to get the touch mid, not quite as hard, but he gets a great center there. But for Be the Gurus to see a shot opportunity. Too much power there for Truffles, or I think that's Lil Thicky. Too much power for Lil Thicky to handle, as it's just going to slide right off. Crazy Ike. Oh, that might have been an unfortunate double commit there, but that's too much power for Crazy Ike to handle, as he's able to, as Winners POV, is able to find this lead goal here in game number 1.
Yeah, bit of an unfortunate goal there if you're ABOS. Gonna be B3 trying to get this moving again, keep the pressure rolling, gets it to the backboard, pops out. Crazy Ike trying to take control. B3 left alone again, sends it to the wall, and I am still lagging out of my mind.
Yeah, you seem to sound pretty good on my part. Keep talking once, just in case.
All right, gonna be Sticky trying to take control in the corner. Sends it out, tries to get it down to Ike, but Cubal's taking advantage of a misplayed ball.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're coming over. That might just be the nail in the coffin though for this ABOS team. But you do have 3 more games, 4 more games, 6 more games to find a lead here in the series. Like I said before, game number 1 is always going to be that feeler game. But Winners POV, they just seem to had the chops here in game number 1, as we see them take the lead, the first lead of this series.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate if you're an ABOS fan. But taking a look at the stats, gonna be B3 leading off his team both in goals and in shots. But Truffles coming out with 3 shots, 1 goal. Kind of unfortunate. But honestly, this, I mean, going down 2 for ABOS, yet these stats still look so similar.
Yeah, 4 shots between both teams. Winners POV do have 2 saves. They are leading in assists here for Winners POV, so it appears as though they have that chemistry. Be the Gurus with, I'm not going to call it a lucky goal, but it certainly did catch ABOS off guard there in game number, not game number 1, their first goal, able to slot it past three people on ABOS. But it is game number 1. Almost anything can happen. Hopefully this ABOS squad can find their stride here in game number 2.
Knowing ABOS, they 100% can. They just got to put in a little bit of brain power to understand, 1, what they're trying to do, and 2, what the opponents, or what winner POV's kind of weakness is. But starting off game number 2, Cubal's trying for a bit of an aerial play, gets the one off the wall, doesn't quite get one on. Crazy Ike going for something of his own, doesn't get the setup he wants. Charlie trying to get something moving out of his half, met by 4 players at once, sent off the wall, could be a possible shot out mid. B3 sending it back out to his corner. Dicky gonna try and get a shot out for his team. Is anyone there? Unfortunately, no. Cubal's pops it up, takes control over the 2. Crazy Ike there, able to send it to the corner though, just enough. Keep them out of harm's way. 30 seconds in.
Yeah, a little under a minute here. We're finding no goals. As we see some physical play come from Be the Gurus. That is a big shot there coming from Cubal's. Truffles forced to make the save there, but as you see Winner POV opening up a can of pressure. As you see Be the Gurus up, that could be a shot on target. Can Thicky get the save? Yes, he can. Goal denied by Lil Thicky, as we see a quick transition here coming from ABOS. That's an unfortunate touch mid, but Keebles able to bail out his team. Crazy Ike gets the touch. He has almost a full tank of boost. Can we see something from Crazy Ike? Wasn't able to get the carry into the net, but he is able to set up Truffles, as you see Keebles forced to make the touch. Sends it down this ABOS side. Be the Greers trying to get the touch, unable to, leaves Charles a little awkward, but he is able to get the touch. Keebles trying to get the shot, not quite on target. Still, we have yet to see a goal here, but I'm loving this pressure coming from Winners POV.
100%. They're taking that pressure from game one and still keeping it applied. Truffles coming out with a great shot. Crazy Ike gonna try and get something down. Ooh, gets one down to Truffles. Ooh, doesn't get the catch. Ooh, double commit there coming out of Winner POV, leaving Thicky for a good catch. Doesn't get it past Cubles, though. Sent to the wall. 3 players kind of chasing at it. Crazy Ike with a shot on. Right on B3's head, though. Able to make the clean save. Able to take control in the corner. Bit of an unfortunate miss. Cubles able to pick up, though. Gets this awkward second touch. Truffles sending it back over the midline to B3, cutting it off early.
There's a great bang coming from Cubles there, but cut off by Crazy Ike. As we see Thicky trying to get the touch mid, unable to get the touch, but that could be awkward there. Cubles forced to play up, gets the great clear, but that could be a shot on target. Can Charles get the clear? He does get a great bounce, gets the flick over one. That could be on target, but Crazy Ike able to cut it off before it finds its way into the net. Charles, not a whole lot of boost, gets the touch mid. That is a great demo coming from Cubles. Could be a shot opportunity there, but a great clear coming from Lil Thicky.
Gonna be Thicky again for a shot. Puts it just a little bit wide, tries to pinch it on the backboard, get it something out. Cubles able to take control, tries to flick it over Ike. Ike not taking the bait.
Oh,
Cubles full boost off
the wall.
No! Gets the dirty touch off the wall, and the entirety of the ABOS team just unfortunately flipping at that front post.
ABOS sent their entire roster, and not one of them was able to get that touch that they needed there. Winners POV finding a late lead, but a lead is a lead here. As you see Charles trying to find that second goal. Cubles meets it in the air. Can he get a second touch mid? No, he can. Oh, gets the dunk. Is anyone there? No. That was a great dunk coming from Cubles. Too bad no one was there to take advantage of that. Crazy Ike, 0 boost. Tries to get over one. Gets a favorable 50 though. It's Crazy Ike able to get that mid boost. Thicky trying to get the ball mid. As we see a great bang out of the corner here coming from Be the Greerest.
Be the Greerest again. Ooh, gets one out mid. Cubles just not fast enough. Crazy Ike takes control, gets a good flick, and Charlie pushed a little too far forward to do anything effective with it.
That is just typical Crazy Ike gameplay there. He is able to find, like, he's almost always able to find, whenever he has just a little bit of time and over half a tank of boost, to get that solo play, and he's able to find that equalizing goal here late into this game number 2. Be the Greerest with a shot on target. Can he get the save? Crazy Ike, yes he can, as we see 60 seconds left of regular time. Can ABOS find the touch? No, both of them a little awkward. Charles tries to get the touch, but he backflips. Crazy Ike sent off the screen. That is a great clear coming from, I don't even know who touched it. Getting that bump was very funny. He for light speed just sent off the screen. Winners POV said no camera time for you. But there's a lot of pressure here. That's an unfortunate 50. Do we see the shot opportunity? Truffles unable to make contact. That's an open enough for Crazy Ike though, denied by Cubles. Lil Thicky keeping the pressure alive. Cubles gets a great dunk though. Not a whole lot of boost. Does get the big boost. Lil Thicky with the touch mid. Is anyone from ABOS able to get the shot on target? No, no one is there to take advantage of that touch.
Truffles with 10 seconds left tries to get something on the back, sends it top left, 6 seconds left. ABOS just needs to hang on for kickoff, and they take game number 2.
Yeah, Charles unable to get the touch. I will say he did kind of sit in net just a little bit too long. It's in those situations, especially when a game win here, a series, not a series one, a game win is on the line. You got to put your hand up for stuff like that, or ABOS is just gonna take advantage, as they do here in game number 2.
Yeah, ABOS finally retaliating. Ooh, almost. Taking a look at the stats, Thicky almost with the Tony Snell, able to get a save though, good on him. But Crazy Ike kind of leading his entire team there. And we kind of saw it in the gameplay too. I know Crazy Ike is a very, very much so a solo player. He works really great if you give him the ball and a full tank of boost. And you're seeing that right here in the stat lines and in the last game, able to make that one really good flick. You saw him multiple times off the wall trying for some mechy things, but winner POV just not able to catch up.
Yeah, certainly. It was a little bit slow, this game number 2 here, but I saw a lot of action there coming in the later half of the game. For me personally, I think you do need to start every single game off with just a little bit of fire, just a little bit of speed to hopefully try to get that early lead, because an early lead can make or break whether or not you win a game for your series here. But wow, looks like I'm the one holding us back here, as I'm not jumping into spectator mode. But ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 here, it is tied up, so this series can go either way. Is this series going at all the way that you predicted, Kemek?
Honestly, a little bit. I mean, kind of referencing the stats beforehand. One, winner POV, very dominant in the early season. ABOS, very dominant second half of the season, right? So you have kind of both halves. Oh, Crazy Ike, do it.
Oh, no, Truffles. Truffles
Oh.
just goes barreling down, but we see Be the Gris with a pass opportunity of his home. As Charles is not going to get the touch, though, that's an unfortunate double commit there. Keebles might have had the shot on target, but sorry to cut you off there, Kemek, but I really wanted to see Crazy Ike get that double tap, in my opinion.
No, I think all of us were cheering in our hearts just a little bit, even if you are a winner POV fan. But kind of going back on the same topic, I mean, these teams are so ungodly even. Like, even in the stat lines, I mean, 1 or 2 goals decide a series. I mean, it's not even. I mean, it's so ungodly close that it's. I mean, honestly, I'm saying game 7 here.
Yeah, both of these teams, they seem to be very even here. I do apologize to chat. We didn't make our own caster predictions here, but I'm gonna have to agree though. I could see this going to game number 7, but Cubles, you are my boy. You're my old teammate here from back in our Div D days, and you've taken up my mantle well. But from the way it looks, ABOS just seem to have that mechanical prowess, and mechanics, they aren't everything, but it does open up your opportunities to score. But as you see, an awkward ball there, awkward backward defense. Cubles trying to get the ball on target. Lehman, Charles, as I say it, manifesting the goal for winners POV. Charles able to take this lead here for winners POV.
2 minutes in, we finally see the first goal. But honestly, kind of touching on mechs, ABOS, I know Crazy Ike, I know Truffles, both of them are very solo play heavy players. And Thicky has been a little bit busy this season, so he hasn't been on quite as much, but still knows what he's doing on the field. So this team, honestly, if they can work together a little bit more, start to trust each other, and get that time in like most other teams have been. We see a shot opportunity from Thicky. Unfortunately, no boost, no control, not able to get it on. But if they can kind of get that chemistry moving, this team becomes even more of a powerhouse than it already is.
For sure, especially if they can get that boost management under control. This goes for both teams. I've noticed that they seem to be, whenever there's a goal opportunity to be had, both teams just don't seem to have a great amount of boost. And as I say that, Lil Thicky finding a goal of his own, able to equalize the score here in game number 3.
You even kind of see it right there too, right? Crazy Ike, he got it to the corner, got that great pass out mid. Instead of going for a bump on the defenders, he turned inwards, upfield, out mid, and tried to shoot it for himself. Right? That is not something you want to be seeing. You have Thicky, your captain, who knows how to shoot the ball, but you attempt to cut him off, possibly ruin his shot, where you can go back and take out one of the defenders, right? You're it's I mean, that's the one big thing with ABOS that Winter POV needs to and should take advantage of early, is that they are a very solo heavy team. So, but honestly, they look like they haven't been taking a very good job of that. Thicky able to get it upfield, followed closely by Crazy Ike. Charles able to get that control though. Crazy Ike there, keeping the pressure on, no boost. Gets it out mid, truffles with a full tank of boost. Opts to let Cubles go for the clear. Cubles with the 1, tries to get something off the backboard. Ooh, bit of a miss there from Greerist. Charles able to get one on. Truffles with the save. Boosting up, has a little to no boost, yet puts one top bins going up in the series.
That is an amazing downrange shot coming from Truffles. Once again, not having a whole lot of boosts, but like 12 boosts is all he needs to get that goal here. As you see, Winners POV unable to make the save. A little over a minute here in regulation. As you see, maybe a shot opportunity coming from Be the Greatest, but Crazy Ike able to get that great clear off the wall here. Thicky sending it down this POV pitch. Charles with the awkward touch mid. Can anyone get the clear? Yes, Be the Greatest can. Shot goes wide from Crazy Ike. Little Thicky keeping the pressure alive as we see a little bit of an awkward movement coming from Winner POV. Crazy Ike comes barreling down the pitch, tries to find a goal, denied by 2 players of Winners POV as we see it get sent down onto this ABOS half of the field.
Speaking of, here comes Crazy Ike, gets the 1, tries to go for the second, gets dunked by Greerist. Thicky able to send a launcher up. If no one is there for Winner POV, that could be dangerous. Be the Greerist, though, able to get the clear. Doesn't get it around Crazy Ike, though. Keebles able to take control, kind of loses the ball, leaving it for Truffles. Bumped off by Crazy Ike. 15 seconds left. They could have had another. A little too eager there from ABOS, but Thicky with a shot opportunity ends up hitting the post. Back to Crazy Ike. Charles able to keep control. 2 seconds. Cubles trying to get something moving. Greerist full boost. Good shot. Gets the 1. And Crazy Ike is there to make the save, sending ABOS to game 4 up again.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth. I believe Winner POV took the first game. ABOS responds to 2 of their own. But all of these games have been pretty even so far. I personally don't really have any notes on how any of them can kind of get the edge over one or the other, or how they can kind of fix the holes that they have on their defense. Both teams seem to be playing very well. Any thoughts about that, Kevin?
A little bit on both. One, Winner POV. They've had that great pressure game 1 and a little bit in game 2 and 3, but they haven't been able to keep up the pressure moving. They get that first goal in this game, yet they're not able to keep the pressure moving, right? So ABOS just able to get those kind of wide clears, sending it down and kind of taking control a little bit, being that solo team that they are. Winner POV is giving them the boost, giving them the space that they want to work with. So if Winner POV can tighten up rotations, keep that pressure moving, ABOS is going to crack.
Yeah, pressure and shots at the end of the day, even if they don't go in, ABOS is still forced, or Winners POV, whoever is doing the shooting, whoever is forced to defend, you are forced to defend. So eventually a mistake is going to be made to where whoever's keeping that pressure alive, they are going to find a crack in your defense and they are going to get their goal here. Crazy Ike trying to get a clear, unable to make contact. Cubles trying to find an early lead here, unable to find it on target, gets 50'd by one of the ABOS players. Not exactly sure who. Cubles for the second time here, trying to get a goal. gets cleared away by ABOS. I'm loving this pressure, this early pressure. We've spoken about it before from Winners POV. They aren't exactly finding. That's an unfortunate way of coming from Cubbles, but they're not exactly finding goals, but they're keeping ABOS on the back heel, keeping them on their toes, as they're just forced to play defense all game. That's an open net though. Cubbles gets the shot, an absolute ringer off the top left corner.
You see it there a little bit in ABOS. A double commit coming out of Truffles and Crazy Ike. It's sad to see that they can't, or that they don't trust each other as much as they should. Crazy Ike takes kickoff. Truffles able to get not what he wants. Thicky kind of rushing a little bit there. Crazy Ike able to take control, gets it past the one, doesn't get it past Greerist. A pass up. Ike takes control, gets it past the one. Thicky waiting out mid for a clear, jumps, doesn't quite get the touch before B3. Truffles able to send it back to the corner. Can he get one out mid? He does. Thicky is there, doesn't get the touch. Sad to see. Crazy Ike trying to keep this pressure moving. Opts to leave it for Truffles. Thicky up for the shot, gets it, but Cuble's able to meet him right there.
Yeah, I'm loving that pressure there. I sound like a broken record when I say it, but that pressure from Winners POV, as you can see, has led to a goal there. Cubbles was just he just had that open net opportunity, able to take a sweet time. He chose to make the shot harder for himself, aiming it for that upper left corner. But hey, it's style points. Lehman Charles gets demoed for his troubles, trying to get a play of his own. Crazy Ike taking it a little slow. Gets the big boost. He did have, I want to say he had like 90 boosts. Can he get the touch mid? No, denied by Cubbles. That's a pinch though. Heading towards his ABOS half. Lil Thicky gets the touch mid. Met by Charlie. A little awkward though as he gets 50 by Truffles. That is heading towards the winner POV net, but as Be the Greatest is able to make a crucial save there. Truffles a little bit awkward there, trying to get something happen. Thicky with a 50 heading towards the winner POV half. Crazy Ike trying to get a touch. I don't think that was the touch he wanted there, but I'm seeing a lot of 50 gameplay, especially in this midfield, as everyone is trying to score a goal, everyone is trying to pass it mid, but no one just seems to be finding that connection. Crazy Ike not having the amount of boost that he needs there, is unable to get the touch. That's a big demo though, coming from Truffles. Past mid. I am yapping so hard right now. Kemik, take it away.
It is all good, brother. Thicky tries to get one up. Ooh, a double commit again coming out of the second and third man for ABOS. B3 able to get something down. Thicky able to recover though and get the save. Crazy Ike off the wall right below his teammate there. Gets the one. Doesn't. Ooh, tries again for that solo play. But hey, it works out. I will give it to him. That was a little dirty. But
off
he
the
had
wall. Oh no, not off the wall.
Oh,
that's just
not
insane touch there from Crazy Ike.
Not quite off the wall, but again, you saw it there again. Thicky up for the pass, right? He was right up behind Crazy Ike, was able to get the shot. Crazy Ike could have gone for some bumps, could have gone for some disruption, right? If you're ABOS, you need to recognize these faults now before you get deeper into the playoffs. When it matters, Truffles able to sneak one in from a half court above the goalpost.
That is an awkward floater there. Be the Gurist, not quite getting what's the word here I'm looking for? Not quite getting the optimal takeoff there. As you see, ABOS taking the lead back here from Winners POV. A little over a minute left. That is a lot of time, especially for Rocket League. There's a lot of time left in regulation here. There is a chance of Winners POV tying it up here, potentially taking it to overtime, or potentially just taking the lead back in regulation. But they just seem to be on the back burner here. That's just going to go straight into that. Little Thicky with the nail in the coffin shot brings his lead up by 2.
Crazy Ike getting it over the 2. Double commit coming out of winner POV. Not what you want to see. They had that pressure. They had that momentum game 1. Where has it all gone? I'm genuinely curious. They were doing so well. And ABOS has made so many mistakes. Another one coming out right there. Thicky with a catch. Truffles kind of diving at it. and a double commit coming out of Winter POV. It's a little bit sad to watch. Two great teams kind of fumble underneath the playoff pressure, I think.
To be fair, this is kind of a little bit of glaze here, but Cubbles he seems to be one of the more faster players, especially in Div D, but he's not fast enough, unable to make the save, as we see a absolute snipe coming from Crazy Ike.
Quick, but clearly not quick enough, as you said. Cubbles, yes, 100% is a very, very fast player, but not able to keep the pressure up enough, though. Maybe just needs to work on getting his teammates a little bit faster. B3 coming out with a great shot on backboard. Double commit with Cubbles and Charlie there, kind of leaving B3 to fend for himself. Opts for the shot, pops it up. Thicky able to get the save. Gonna be Charles left alone on the back with Thicky, prime shooter. Not able to get the shot, but ABOS still winning the game, going up 2 in the series.
Ooh. If you are Winter POV, I would highly suggest, this is me talking as a player, I would highly suggest taking a timeout. Okay, never mind. I kind of read their chat wrong, but I would highly suggest taking a timeout, as something needs to change. We need to find something. Yep, there it is right there. Winner's POV is taking a timeout. We're gonna head over to the timeout screen. Where is it? Nathan M, first time chat. Appreciate the follow. But I'm gonna go back to what I was yapping about. But Winner's POV, they need to find something. It looks like Cubbles is getting a little bit of coaching here from his seniors. Based off the hand gestures, I'm assuming it's rotation. Probably those back post rotations there, which just might be what they need to hopefully what's the phrase here? Put the no, do not leave.
Pressure rolling?
No, don't leave. Spectate.
Ready? Oh, spectate.
Charlie, I need you to leave. No. Oh, they're ready. All right, I can just hop in, I guess. Wait, I don't know. All right, if you guys are in the stream, you are free to join. It looks like they're ready. They didn't need to take their full timeout, which is okay. Maybe it might just
I think
be
that was just
things.
a little. I think that was just a little bit of miscommunication coming out of Cubbles and his team. Looks like they are going to opt for the full timeout. But honestly, kind of taking a look at. I mean, look at the pressure that they've been having, right? They've been Winter POV. They had that first game. They had the feeler game, right? Able to go up 2.
Oh, there we are. Whoa, Chemist, where are you? I don't see you. I don't see you with the caster cams.
Oh yes, it was a new link. I had to close some things.
Oh my days.
But oh, it looks like we might be rolling into this match. Yup, looks like players are starting to join. This is going to where are
what is happening here? Where is ABOS?
Why'd I waste my money here?
I don't know what to do here. Do we
honestly
restart, I guess?
I say everyone leave match, we reset.
Yeah, everyone
we reset the game.
Match. We'll just reset.
Yep.
Nothing crazy has happened here, so we're just gonna reset the game.
Nothing crazy. I'm gonna get some lighting figured out here.
Bad
really quick.
Thicky. Bad Thicky. In the timeout.
Alright, guys, let's finish this off, bro. Fist bump the count.
But yeah, I mean,
Thicky hyping up his teammate there. They do only need one more game there. I am so confused as to what's happening. I'm just gonna put in the timeout screen just so chat has something to look at. Hey, Coop. Don't tell me it's scuff. It's not my fault. We're gonna need Lee-Man to leave. Both of Charlie's monitors just turned on. comes with Thicky.
Well, it's not stream if it isn't just a little bit scuffed. You know what I mean?
Ooh. I turned it to the wrong screen. I forget studio mode exists. Alright, looks like the boys are ready here. Coop Curse coming from Baba Kanoosh. Is that a thing?
The what is it?
The Coop Curse. I don't know if this might be some missing DCRL lore.
It was the first playoff game, I believe, in Div A. Coop had predicted one of the teams to a 4-0 sweep, and they did. Kind of the reverse K-Tool curse, I think, is what's being referenced here. So
I see. I don't know.
Please, someone in chat correct me if I'm wrong, but ooh, Q-Wolves coming out early with a great shot on 10 seconds in, able to get a good starting lead, basically starting 1-0.
Q-Wolves finds that early lead. That could just be the domino there, the first domino of the domino effect there. We might be seeing I gotta update the series score there, but we might be seeing winner POV waking up here. It is 10:40, so you probably don't want to wake up too much because everyone gotta go EP. But shot coming from Q-Wolves there, unable to make contact. Be the greatest, keep this pressure alive. I'm noticing right away Winner's POV is playing a lot faster. They're playing a little bit wider, so they're able to take advantage there. That could be an open net opportunity. Q-Wolves able to take advantage of that ABOS awkwardness, and insane. He's just there. He beats the ABOS, the two ABOS defenders, as they're able to take just 35 seconds, I believe, and 35 seconds able to take a 2-goal lead.
A great play coming out from ABOS. You saw there a bit of a double commit. Ooh, again, coming out of Thicky and Crazy Ike. Ike and Truffles last time. Thicky able to trying to get something moving, gets bumped. A good bump coming out. Truffles with a bad pop, can't quite get the read he wants. Thicky able to get a good pinch. This could be in. And Charlie just not able to be fast enough off that back wall there. Q-Wolves getting just awkwardly landing. Thicky able to get the pinch. And it's just an unfortunate goal for winner POV.
Real quick, Chemic. I am not seeing your cam in the video ninja here. If you could figure that out, please. It's not entirely crucial. I will continue the yap here, but ABOS able to cut that deficit in half there. Very great that they were able to respond as fast as they did there, but they're still down by 1. There's 3 minutes 30 seconds left of regulation. Crazy Ike goes for the dribble, able to beat 1, only 2 boosts though, unable to seal the deal. That is a benevolent bounce off that off the sidewall there. Charles trying to get the shot on target, just a little bit wide. Q-Wolves left back, but he's playing a little bit more patiently, able to let his teammates get the great rotates. They're playing a little bit more cool, calm, and collected, not as panicky as they were before, which is great if you're winner's POV. As Be the Greerus doing it himself with an amazing flick over ABOS.
My former captain getting a great flick over top of 2 of the ABOS defenders. 3 minutes left, 2 goals up. If you're ABOS, what do you need to do here, Cosmic?
Just lock in. That's all I can say here, really. They just gotta lock in. The last game that seals the deal is always going to be hardest because, of course, you want to end it early. You want to make sure that winners POV aren't able to gain any sort of momentum, as well as building up your own to close out this series. But that closeout game is always going to be the hardest. There's always going to be nerves, especially during playoffs here, where every game matters. The moment you lose, you are automatically sent to the loser's bracket, where you got 1 more life. There's a little bit more leeway here in this upper bracket because, yes, you do get that second life because of loser's bracket, but you don't want to be set down this early in playoffs, as it'll make you run 10 times harder, almost doubling the amount of series that you have to play. But ABOS, they do just have one. They do just have one more game. I believe if they keep it calm, get shots like that on target, and get way more of those, I'm sure they can close this game up here and seal the deal in game number 6 actually.
Speaking of, gonna be Cubles. Oh, getting dunked by Thicky, trying to get something out mid. An unfortunate own goal coming out of B3 or Charlie. I didn't quite see who it was. It's gonna be Charlie. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time, a little too far out, just enough for Thicky to use him as a pad to get a goal, going only now under 1 in order to come back in the series.
You just want to keep yapping here while I fix your cams.
100%. Gonna be Thicky trying to get something moving. Gonna be Truffles with a good 50 out to Thicky. Doesn't get the catch he wants. Crazy Ike pushing up. Gets it past one. Thicky. Thicky being an absolute goal-stealing menace. Able to kind of. Ike gets the 1, but then Thicky 100% blocking his teammate, getting it past.
That is.
I mean, hey, a goal's a goal.
That is a calculated 100%, not even 100%, like 120% big brain, mega mind pull shot there coming from Crazy Ike. But as I say it, I'm manifesting it. Not winners POV, ABOS. They're locking in right now. They were able to respond very fast to find those equalizing goals, and we have a little over a minute here, ladies and gentlemen. 60 seconds left to determine if winners POV will potentially be sent down to this losers bracket here. Either one of them can win here. I'm sure no one wants to get sent to overtime. Little Thicky gets the shot on target. Be the greatest off the backboard. Crazy X left open net opportunity.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
I expect this kind of gameplay out of ABOS. Kind of unfortunate there from Truffles, but Ike, he gets that read every day. It is unfortunate for winner POV, but you gotta give props where props are due.
They were just able to pepper that winner's POV backboard. Where is the backboard defense? We're just letting shots get ripped one after the other. You gotta put a hand up. Something's gotta change. Be the Grizz trying to find the equalizing goal. That could be awkward though. Cubles rushing in, trying to make the desperation goal. Winner ABOS, they have a little 20 seconds now to hold on for dear life for this lead, as we see this winner's POV trying to make a desperation save, gets it over 1, denied by Truffles, trying to put it mid. No one is back. Can they get the save? That's an awkward touch making Crazy Ike find another goal. Yes, he can!
Oh, Ike. You didn't have to do it to him, man. They're already down. You didn't have to go and do this.
They're already dead. No.
7 seconds left. Winner POV needs an absolute miracle right now. And it's not looking good.
No.
It's really not looking good. Crazy Ike with another possible shot. ABOS taking the series.
That's
winner POV.
That is such an
Yikes.
unfortunate choke coming from winners POV. They had the lead. All they needed to do was hold on, but ABOS with a miracle, like just series of very fortunate events, were able to seal the deal and send winners POV down into the losers bracket in just 5 games.
A very, very unfortunate series of events, but you gotta give props where props are due. ABOS absolutely locking into the second half, making it look scary, making it look like a game 7 almost, but somehow, someway, they're able to actually start communicating and get some shots on. Crazy Ike absolutely popping off in that last game.
Yes, sir, they did. They were able to just dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in. We're just gonna wait here as we wait for the other 2 ABOS teammates here. We have Truffles. We are waiting for Crazy Ike and Lil Thicky and Kemek. Did that game go at all the way that you thought it would?
A little bit, not really. Honestly, I wanted a little bit more out of winner POV. But ABOS kind of sticking to what they're good at, right? Sticking to kind of letting Crazy Ike be a little bit crazy on the ball. Truffles and Thicky being great supports. Even though Thicky being being that captain, but it's just a little bit sad coming out of the ABOS channel.
For sure. I gotta do a bunch of dragging here just to get them in here. ABOS. Congratulations. That was a stellar match there. I was kind of a little scared there. You guys were down for most of that series, but way late in there you guys were able to find your stride and you were able to just steal game number 6 from Winners POV. This question goes out to any one of you, but what changed? What led to that very fortunate series of events there for you guys to seal the deal in game number 5?
Not all at once.
Don't be shy. Don't be afraid.
Yes, I can go here. I think it was a big communication thing. It's like the first game, we kind of nervy, like we weren't really talking to each other. Wasn't going very smooth, and then we kind of after the first game we're like, okay, we gotta have comms here. We gotta say who's the third, second, and first man, and after that, it went a lot smoother. We got some more D's. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna shoot this question here over to you again, I guess. Actually, no. I'm gonna shoot this question over to your captain, Lil Thicky. Lil Thicky, I'm not sure how long you've been in the league, but you've been here long enough to know that those playoff nerves are real. We kind of saw that there. Both teams, it wasn't just one team. Both teams, you guys kind of started out a little nervous. I was noticing a couple of whiffs there that would have been very savable, but you guys seem to have locked in. I'm not sure how new. I know Truffles isn't new. I believe Crazy Egg isn't new either. But how do you guys prepare for those playoff nerves? Like, how do you guys kind of woo-saw and like mellow out and get ready for these playoff games?
Hello.
Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
Honestly, I've been in this situation, of course, so I did get nervous. I know Crazy Egg was really nervous. I told him just to relax, especially because we lost against Winners POV. And I'm sorry about the background noise, but we lost against them. I told him that's why we have to face them first, so we can beat them, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Get that ego.
Yeah, for sure. You guys certainly have had great looks there. You guys peppered the hell out of that Winners POV backboard, and you guys were able to take advantage of every single time. It might not have gotten the first time, it might not have gotten the second shot, but Crazy Ike or Truffles, even you, Lil Thicky, you guys were there to seal the deal whenever you guys kept that pressure. Is that kind of like your normal style of play, or did you guys formulate that style solely for this Winners POV team?
I'd say it's usually how we play low key. It's not really usually intentionally peppering backboard. It's probably more like missed shots, and then someone's there to take it.
Oh, for sure. Kevik, do you got any questions for the boys here before we send them on their way?
I do have one. So, kind of as a general, for you salty boys, how do you guys feel, one, coming into playoffs, and two, who you're going up against next? Do you know who you're up against next, and how do you feel about playing them?
I have no idea who's next, but
let me look for you then.
Yeah, but I will say in the meantime that Pigeon, I am coming for Pigeon. That's my main lookout. After that prediction, I am coming for Pigeon. So,
well, looking at it, you guys don't know who you play next. You're waiting on the Singularity Blitz match, which I believe is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So be sure to tune in then, everyone listening. But after that, it'll be Lethal Shooters versus the winner of Match B, which is Singularity versus Blitz. Do you have any concerns about any one of those teams?
I mean, obviously you got to look out for Lethal Shooters. You know, kind of like led the league for most of it, and then fell at the end. I mean, we beat them. It was close, but I think they're gonna be a good playoff team. So we gotta just watch out for them.
Yeah, they are certainly very well. I know Warrior has crazy pop off potential. It's slipping my mind as to who else that roster is, but I know every one of those players have crazy pop off potential. But congratulations yet again for your win here. You guys get to stay up in this upper bracket. You guys live to see another day, and yeah. Like I said, congratulations, and we will hopefully see you guys again here for the second round of playoffs.
Yeah,
Thank
you so much.
Yep.
See you.
Wrong screen. There we go. Chemic. That's
Osmic.
That game. We said that it was gonna be like back and forth, like game number 7, but ABOS, they were just able to pop off, and they were able to only drop one game against this winners POV team. I believe I already asked this before, but yeah, no, I'm more than likely I already asked this before, but if you had to predict yet again, would you have seen ABOS winning this series in only 4 games, or not 4 games, in 5 games?
Honestly, no. I thought winner POV would have at least a one more. You know, right? They were a very solid team. They held the 2nd seed for a very, very long time. And they were a major threat to the division, right? Having, of course, Cubles, your former teammate, and just kind of overall being a very dominant team in general. So, honestly, ABOS coming out of this in 5 is a very, very good sight to send them off the start of their playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you for hopping into the caster booth here for a very late game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the last game for tonight. I, for some reason, decided it would be a good idea to stream a midnight game, but stay tuned. Pop in for that stream, as we have a very rare and special co-caster here for this midnight game. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you again.
Hold on, Cosmic.
Okay.
You are forgetting. You're forgetting.
I'm forgetting. What am I forgetting?
Be sure below us. Take a look. You see the socials.
My fault.
Be sure to.
My fault.
Be sure to go follow us on all of our socials. Weevil has been putting in a massive amount of work to get clips made and get shorts made to post. One, if you want to see clips made, be sure to clip them live on stream and send them in the Dcrl clips channel, which if you're not in the Discord, it's down there as well. You can join that. Also, be sure to use the Dcrl creator code in Epic, anywhere in Epic Games, right? It gives us a bit of a kickback, helps with streaming, helps us pay for LAN, other things like that, helps us pay for streamers, helps us pay for this beautiful layout, and it helps in general. So with that as well, be sure to start dropping some subs. My beautiful host here, if we can get 50 by the end of LAN, we'll have to take he will have to take a cardboard cutout of Unk K-Tool out on a date. So be sure to drop some subs if you want to see that. Trust me, we all do. But with that, I think that's about it for plugs.
Yeah,
am I right?
I think you covered all the bases. Yeah. I for one I'm excited, and I'm not excited to have to go out in public with a cardboard cutout, but it does help that it is of my Lord and Savior K-Tool. So I'm still deciding on where to take this romantic date on. I'm still thinking Wendy's, you know, like pulling a I forget. Hey. Nothing is more romantic than sharing a Baconator with your loved one.
Are you telling me Olive Garden's not a better option? Come on,
Olive
now. You gotta
Garden
do
is
something. Sit down.
overused. Everyone goes to Olive Garden. Ain't nobody taking anyone to Wendy's, which is why it's more special, because you put thought into it. But anyways, I'm gonna quit yapping. Ladies and gents, thank you for tuning into the stream. Please show up for this midnight stream. Like I said, I have a very special co-caster here, a very rare sighting occurrence. I believe finding a shiny Pokemon will probably be like easier to do than having this co-caster that I will have for this 11:45 game. And with that, bye-bye chat.